into motion. Hey, Cancer Leo. I am so sorry, y'all. Did not mean to wave my little dry hands on camera. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being here. For those of you that might be new, my name is Gabrielle, and you are tuned in to Cusp of Roses, where we do timeless general tarot readings for all 12 cusp zodiac signs in every new and full moon in every zodiac season. If you're interested in that content, want to tune into my next and upcoming live tarot readings, make sure you hit that subscribe button, all right? So that you can be notified or at least see it in your subscriptions feed for when I release my next scheduled lives, which will be coming up soon. So I thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for all of your love and support. And Cancer Leos, let's get into this, all right? Automatically, Cancer Leo, I kind of get this back down memory lane. Something very nostalgic is connected to your energy at this moment. Something very good feeling, good vibes, happy times, remembering fun that was had. Some of you, this could be triggered. Whoa. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. Triggered by music. Okay. Whether there are certain songs that remind you of your childhood, Cancer Leo, that might play in the background at like a store or come on the radio, or I don't know, like something could just be playing in your head the way that like all these old school songs, well, whatever you consider old school. But I'm kind of getting like the 70s era, 60s, 70s. Something about that. Whether these were like your parents' favorite songs or your guardian songs that they used to play around the house. Something feels very homey. Oh, the fourth house. Your natural rulership over the fourth house has Cancer Leo feeling homey. Wanting the nostalgia of home. Some of you could be far away from home. Maybe you've moved to another state, another city, another country, and there's just this yearning, or there's something calling you or coming up for you. Whether this is like a major life event that's occurred and it's kind of triggering all of this nostalgia and kind of you remembering. It almost feels like a birth of something. So maybe you've recently had a child, maybe a child is on the way. Maybe I just heard niece or nephew. Maybe you just got a new niece or nephew, and it's just kind of bringing up this sense of home for you. Maybe you have a friend who's expecting or just given birth. It's like home all of a sudden just becomes super important, and it's triggered by something, Cancer Leo. But it's not like a angry trigger or like anything that brings about sadness. It's something like, oh, like those were the days. Oh, that was like such good times and warm memories, warm waters you might find yourself in. Memories that warm the heart, that feel good to feel and good to remember and good to connect with. Bringing you a sense of home. Some of you, I feel that. Some of you might be long distance somewhere, or again, away from your hometown, your home state, your home country, and kind of like missing the small little things or the smells of home. I also get that feeling of, I don't know if you guys have experienced that, where like you might be out somewhere totally nowhere near, again, something familiar, but then you get like a scent that comes that reminds you of home. And or you're kind of like out and about somewhere, maybe you're in a grocery store, and it's like something scent triggers. So it's like something very small triggers something very big, but in a very like beautiful, warm, and loving way for you, Cancer Leo. Okay, so that was just a quick little message. Let's go ahead and get grounded. Let's get centered. I'm going to sound my singing bowl. We're going to get your incense lit, okay? Go ahead and get started on whatever grounding and gratitude practice feels right and best for you. In this moment, interestingly enough, I am called to burn the moon incense for you all. So no chakra this reading, but something about the moon energy is like needed for you right now. Okay, connecting you back to Mama Moon here. Hi, Angela. Thanks for being here, love. Hope all is well with you. Okay, we'll get into that in a minute. Let me go ahead and light this incense. We'll sound the singing bowl again. This is a moment for those of you that might be new, for you to just kind of ground your energy, offer up some gratitude into your space wherever you're at while you're watching this reading, so that your energy is open to the messages that come forward and you can best discern what messages are for you and your path in this moment and what might be for someone else, okay? This is a timeless and general read, so not everything might connect with you, although this could feel like a personal reading. And if you're interested in a personal and private reading with me, you can book that through my website at cusproses.com. The link is in the description box below. All right, let's get into this. All right. So before we did that meditation practice there, I was feeling a little bit of energy of nesting. So hi, Angela. I was feeling that kind of kicking into gear, but I do feel like that's a general energy for you, Cancer Leo. Trying to create and nurture some form of comfort in your environment. You might find yourself desiring or craving comfort foods. Okay, I'm seeing like Oreos. Ooh, I haven't had an Oreo in a minute. Don't need it, but I'm seeing like, yeah, comfort foods like that. Whatever that might be for you. Yeah, you know what's so interesting, Cancer Leo? I am getting this like sunshine and rainbows and like butterflies and things just feeling really, really good, and a really good warmth from the inside out. Feeling warm from the inside out. If I can remember that, I think that's what I want to name this for you guys. So that balance, or you're at least in that mode here where things seemingly are going pretty good. You're feeling really good. There's something very sweet in your energy. Whether there is that, it's like sweetness that's coming out and it's like wanting to be expressed to others. But again, that could also be craving sweets as well. Wanting sugars or candy or whatever is sweet and bearable for you. Because everybody has a different tolerance when it comes to sugar, right? So what else? What else, Divine? What else is important for my Cancer Leo energies to know and be aware of in the now moment? Before we get into the direct influences. What's this? Earth. All right, you got persistence, patience, and practicality. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay. You've got Trine. Yeah, beautiful energy. Angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow. What else? Anything else? Yeah, you are in perfect flow right now. For those of you that will resonate with this, you're in perfect flow. So don't overthink or second guess this feel good energy finding you. It's time. Like it's in right timing. It's the energy and frequency you're meant to be in. Taurus. Okay, so there's a Taurus that's important here for you, Cancer, Leo. You could have a lot of Taurus in your chart or a lot of earth energies. You could also have a lot of fire in your chart or a lot of masculine energy. Or you are finding this beautiful harmonic, excuse me, harmonic flow with a masculine energy connected to you or in your environment. They could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Getting support from some fire energy. And the North Node. Your North Node could be an earth or fire. Destined to have, okay? For some of you, quite random. And look, listen, look. The way that the North Node and the South Node have just consistently come out in the last few readings that I've done, it's, I don't want to say it's eerie, but it is. It's kind of like, what? Okay. There could be, Jupiter could be involved here. Okay. There could be some sort of aspect between the North and South Node and maybe some retrograde energy that's happening here. But North and South Node. Okay, hold on. Grow and expand. So what I was even going to say, some of you, if you are expecting, or someone around you is expecting, and this doesn't have to resonate for everyone, but it's either a fiery energy coming through you or through this person. Some of you might already have a fire sign child, and you might be gaining an earth sign child. Some of you are, in fact, growing and expanding beyond a South Node cycle and into harmony with your North Node cycle. So your North Node could be in fire. Your North Node could be Aries, again, Leo, Sag. You do have that natural Leo vibration already if you're born on this cusp. Or it could be in a masculine energy. So Aries, Gemini, Leo, Libra, Sag, or Aquarius. Masculine energies and elements being fire and air. I think a lot of you guys have had patience through a particular cycle. You've had to learn patience through a particular cycle, or how to be practical about something. Or you've had a season of practicality and it's like you're moving into a new season of passion, where you don't necessarily have to be so practical about every single detail of your life or every moment of every day. It's like you're almost gaining a path to be led by your passion in this moment. Now that you've either harnessed this earth energy in a very healthy way, it's now almost kind of like allowing this fire to come in to boost your confidence, boost your action, support your actions, Jupiter here, to grow and expand you beyond what you thought you were destined to have. For some of you, this North and South Node energy might be switched in some way. Like you might have thought you were destined to have something that you were actually destined to release and let go of. Some of you are getting really good at discerning what is North Node and South Node energy for you, meaning what is actually in alignment with your path and what is in alignment with you so that you can let it go, learn from it, and what you're actually meant to free yourself from and grow and expand beyond. Some of you have maybe outgrown an earth energy. If this is like love and relationships for you, Cancer, Leo. Ooh, my throat chakra went out. So it could definitely be a Taurus or someone who has strong Taurus in their chart. Destined to release the earth energy destined to have harmony with a fire sign. So here's what I'll say, Cancer Leo. If you identify as a feminine, regardless of your signs, right? You could have had a karmic cycle with another feminine energy. That could have been a different gender than you, same gender, whatever the case may be. But that cycle with that feminine energy, this Earth Taurus, taught you about your femininity. And then it's like, now that you understand what healthy femininity is, whether that was exemplified from the Taurus or not, whether you learned what it wasn't, do you know what I mean? Like, you got a clearer picture around feminine energy, which is now bringing you to a trine, a harmonic balance with a masculine energy. So maybe, Cancer Leo, you kind of have a dating, this feels like love. I'm going to be honest. This kind of feels like love. But you might have like a dating history here of dating feminine, like being a feminine, but also ending up with feminine people that you're interested in. And there were, interestingly enough, so maybe that could have even been the switch I was feeling. Like, if you feel like you identify as a feminine, but then in your dating life you end up taking on masculine energy because you're dating someone who's steeped in feminine energy, it's kind of like, yeah, living in an opposite polarity, making peace with that, finding harmony in that, learning the lessons of that, and now finding alignment with actual balance. So this almost gives me that, like, whatever this past cycle was, there might have been a lot of power struggles between you and these people. It does feel like multiple. Like, you could have kept attracting a particular energy or a particular personality, which would really mean that you and this person came together to do some sort of healing. Not necessarily them healing you or you healing them, but whatever needed to be healed in each of you was reflected to you through this connection with the South Node. And it's like, oh, okay, I need to let that go. And I think you've learned how to do that. And now, again, it's like you're moving into your North Node with this angelic support and perfect flow. Oh. Some of you are learning about what actually attracts you, or why you were attracted to certain things. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay. I think what was learned on this South Node cycle is why you were attracted to a certain quality or a certain aspect in the people that you dated, and what that really meant for you. I think it was an opportunity for you to heal your own femininity. But then it's like, now that you've done that, you're now attracting something that actually is balanced for you, which would be this fire energy. So you've grown. You've expanded. Beautiful energy here, Cancer Leo. But again, I think this is kind of giving me where you're at. So you could be transitioning from your South Node to your North Node, like releasing whatever happened with this Earth energy and then embracing something that's about to come with this fire energy. Whether that's within yourself, whether that is with external partnerships. I think for a lot of you, it's external partnerships, okay? Major abundance to come, though, with Jupiter showing up and grow and expand. It's like this alignment, this trine with this fire energy is actually going to benefit you in a larger way than I think you know at the moment, or that you're aware of at the moment. But you'll see. You'll see. All right, let's go ahead and get some direct influences. Thank you so much, Divine. Hi, Estrella. Thanks for being here, love. Good to see you. All right, Divine, what are the direct influences here for Cancer, Leo? Direct influences for Cancer and Leo energies in the now moment. Direct influences here, Divine. Right. Opposition and the 12th house. So yeah, I'm catching you all coming out of that South Node energy with that Earth frequency, or that Taurus specifically. Imbalance, point of tension, a power struggle. That's what I was sensing. And this is all to help you transcend some sort of karma, get deeper into your spirituality, sacrificial service, and healing. All really about healing here with the 12th house, whose natural ruler is Pisces. Okay. So that power struggle was meant to point you to the energy that needed healing, and it's the yin. There you go. Okay, bottom of the deck is Virgo, which is the season that we're in while I'm streaming this. Integrity, reverence, and service. So there was some sort of part of you here, Cancer, Leo, that maybe was struggling with your own yin energy, your own femininity. So that was maybe reflected to you through the partnerships, friendships, love relationships that you had, so that you could learn how to transcend something that I do feel was a bit toxic for you, or was some sort of toxic feminine traits that you were carrying that you needed to heal and evolve from and grow and expand out of. And I think you are doing that. Learning how to hold integrity around your intuition, your spirituality, your receptivity, reverence for your own intuition and spirituality, right? And how to be of service in a way, or how your intuition actually serves you and your spirituality serves you and others. So this opposition feels like a block. So whether this was like I could never get into my feminine energy with the past lovers that I had because they were already in it, right? Like there was just something where it's like something just wasn't gelling, something wasn't coming together the way that you maybe hoped it would. So again, it's that flip and that switch of the North and the South node. Something you thought you were destined to have was actually something you were destined to release. That also might be the title here if I can remember it. And what this cycle and this opposition and this power struggle was teaching you is that Virgo aspect of, again, integrity, reverence, and service. What is actually in service of your highest good and what isn't? Because, right, the house of Virgo, the 6th house, is all about health. Your day-to-day routines that build your health and your wellness. Virgos are also, they need a lot of symmetry. It's also about balance. Getting to and protecting all things that are pure in a sense. So whatever this cycle was, it did connect you deeper to your spirituality, and it is helping you transcend some sort of karma that you came into this life with. And maybe through sacrificial service and healing, you're activating your intuition, you're learning to trust more, you're gaining more patience, you're becoming more receptive and reverent for the feminine energy within you. So again, I just feel like there's some sort of disconnect with femininity. Whether it was, again, having a warped sense of what that is, whether it's I've never seen healthy femininity around me, I've never experienced it. So what I was given was unhealthy. And then realizing like, oh, okay, right? Like I was conditioned to do things a certain way that actually aren't beneficial, not only for me, but for people I connect with, or isn't a proper use of my femininity. But it's like you're learning all of this, you're gathering all this information, it's making sense, you're integrating it so that you can actually align with real masculine energy. And or find a better balance between your own internal masculine and feminine, if this isn't connected to anybody else. So learning your habits that were maybe coming from an unhealthy feminine space, revamping that, growing beyond that, and or for some of you, not really even being able to tap into this energy fully. So then it's expanding and growing the feminine vibration within you that then allows for harmonic flow, perfect flow between, again, the yang and the yin principle that we all carry. So yeah, it's kind of like for some of you, you were at odds within yourself for a while, having some sort of tension or power struggle within your own desires, wants, and needs, or your own actions. And that's coming into balance. That's getting purified here through Virgo season. Definitely watch the Virgo season reading if you haven't already, because there might be additional messages for you in that read that connect with you now. Okay, so let's go ahead and look in this. Some of you, your 12th house might be in a yin energy. So you could be your rising sign could be a masculine, like a fire or an air sign, which would make your 12th house a earth or water sign. Yeah. The star and the Hierophant, first two cards out. The Hierophant can be traditions, passed down traditions. I think that's what this is. You either learned about femininity from someone who was in, oh, I just heard wounded. Okay, so you might be carrying generational wounds when it comes to your feminine energy, and you're here in this lifetime to heal those wounds and find a better balance so that moving forward, whatever does grow and expand from you is actually in this aligned state. So for some of you, the karma or part of the karma, the South Node karma that you came into life with, sun energy, yeah, masculine, was learning how to cultivate and operate in feminine energy. Or learn to have reverence for feminine energy. So you could have spent a lifetime where you didn't respect feminine energy at all, even if you were a feminine or a presenting female. Okay. Hyper masculine is what I just heard. So yeah, it's like you needed some balance. The cards are just jumping out today. You've got the Fool, the Nine of Pentacles. Yep, there goes the connection here. The Fool, the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the Three of Wands. Some of you, this is a situation where you felt like being single was a better option. I kind of feel like I'm in your past life energy, to be honest, Cancer, Leo. You were indecisive around union and marriage, or didn't find it necessary, or wanted to kind of keep your options open. This could be you in this life. Take it how it resonates, okay? Not necessarily valuing or having reverence for the institution of partnership. That could be why that Hierophant came out. It can represent institutional values. Some of you could have had a past life where you were forced into marriage before it was your time, and that maybe grew some sort of resentment for feminine energy. So whether it was a mother that forced you to marry someone you didn't want to, or marry before you were ready, didn't give you the option to stay single or to choose your person, right? Like whatever the societal standard was at the time in your previous life. It's like, I think you carried resentment over into this life for feminine energy, depending on whether it's like, oh, the feminine energy gets the better hand out of the deal of marriage. I don't like that, right? Like it gives some sort of warped sense of, or warped perspective around, around yin energy, feminine energy, not finding it valuable, or like, again, I don't know, especially with the sun coming out here. Maybe this was a lifetime where you felt a lot of pressure to meet everyone's expectations of you. And then I get resentment. You've carried over resentment for some form, way, shape, okay? Carried over resentment for feminine energy that now has been healed or is healing through connecting with feminine energy. So then it's like kind of, it's like shifting you in a way. Or again, this could even be like, let's say you were a woman, you are a woman now, you were a woman in a past life, having resentment around how women were treated in that particular life. So then it's like you came in here not wanting to express that femininity out of fear of what it would bring, or just kind of like out of not wanting to connect with it because it maybe brought something that wasn't so pleasurable, or something felt unfair. I don't know. It's something like that. Okay, let's dig a little deeper here. Tell me more here, Divine, about this opposition, the 12th house and yin energy. For Cancer, Leo, what do they need to know about this opposition? Yeah, okay, period. So spot on. You having opposition with your high priestess. We've already seen the Hierophant. Having opposition or power struggle with your intuition. That's what's coming to an end. The world. You're completing a cycle where you were at odds with your intuition, not open, not patient, not receptive. Maybe not even really fully connected to your spirituality or the natural spiritual energy that comes from being in yin energy. Or maybe it's just flat out not having reverence for your high priestess. And I feel like I've said this in another reading where it's a common lesson to learn of when your higher self is telling you, your intuition is telling you something and you ignore it. And then you end up going in a different direction or doing something differently, all just for your intuition to be right, is kind of a common lesson we learn around being receptive to our higher self. And it's like those moments like, oh, dang, if I just listened to my first mind, that's your high priestess, your first mind. If I just listened to my first mind, I wouldn't be in this situation. I would have avoided that. I wouldn't have experienced this. So what is that? As opposed to kind of having anger around that, it's like, okay, what next time I'll listen. And I almost get that in this previous lifetime, it was just consistent. Yeah, like it was just consistent repetition of that same lesson. Your intuition, I mean, look, the cards want to come back out. Your intuition's trying to tell you something, but you're not holding reverence around it. You don't believe in it. You're not respecting it. You're not honoring it. And then the very thing that your higher self was telling you happens. And as opposed to like accepting like, okay, I have a higher self. Yes, I have a strong intuition. Let me just follow it. It's no, I'm going to prove that that's not right. Like, so there was something to prove here. Again, there just could have been a lot of ego. Could have been quite literally, that just was the power struggle. There was this yin energy, very powerful yin energy that was trying to rise in you in a previous life, and you resisted it. Whether it was, again, for your own safety, depending on the lifetime. I can't let anyone know that I'm having premonitions and I can predict things or my intuition is spot on, because then people might think I'm what, a witch, or like, you know what I mean? Or like, like that could be get me stoned or like killed or hung or whatever, beheaded. I don't know the lifetime, but so it was a lot of repression. Yeah, I feel like we're at this point in Pluto's retrograde where things that have been repressed, not only in this lifetime, but in previous ones, are starting to come to the surface to be healed and acknowledged and integrated. So that 9 of Pentacles, yeah, I can do bad all by myself. I don't need my inner intuition. I don't need my high priestess. I'm independent of that spirituality. I don't need it. So yeah, there was definitely some sort of disconnect in that previous life, and that you've come into this life with, but that is beginning to mend through certain connections that I believe you've had up to this point, Cancer, Leo. Tell me more about this opposition. Yeah, exactly. You moving as if you're independent from your yin energy, from your intuition. That's the tower that's coming down. So that you can build a relationship, a healthy relationship with your high priestess. So you can learn how to trust. Trust that spirit is talking to you and through you. Trust that first mind that tells you, no, I think you should do it this way, or no, I think you should go that way, or no, I don't think this person's right for you, whatever. Not shrugging that off like, that's just me being paranoid, or no. It's listening to it like, oh, okay. Take that into consideration, right? It's a beautiful relationship that I feel like you're forming here with your higher self, your inner high priestess. And kind of putting the power struggle behind you. Surrendering to that, okay? Tell me about the energy between opposition and this 12th house. Yeah, the Knight of Wands. Quite literally being led by spirit. Clarify the 12th house here, Divine, for Cancer, Leo. Yeah. So this was definitely something that was implemented or kept up by family. Yeah. 2 of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Some of you could have definitely come from a family or a lineage of feelers and seers and healers. And I think that this was something that was very secretive. Again, for safety. So then it's coming into this lifetime still being secretive around your gift or gifts. And learning how to trust that in this lifetime, it's okay. No one's hunting you down anymore. No one's burning you at the stake. No one's threatening you, right? Like, it's not a threat anymore. It's actually needed. It's like, it's beautiful though, Cancer, Leo, for your soul to reincarnate in this lifetime, because it's like, this is something that I feel the soul has been yearning to express and be free in. And it's like it has an opportunity to do so because the time is really prime and really ripe for that. To embrace being the intuitive Queen of Cups. Maybe even watch the Gemini Cancer reading I just did. That could also have some additional messages for you. So it's where, for some of y'all, what you're undoing and unbinding yourself from is believing that your intuition is a curse. Oof. Believing that your intuition was a curse, believing that your gifts are a curse. Like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like, no, 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 I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. And it's maybe even in this time, you're not even sure why you're so afraid to embrace your gifts in that way. It's because in this previous lifetime, yeah, there was like, it was dangerous. It was dangerous to admit to having premonitions or being able to see things or feel things or speak on things before they happened. Maybe even your ability to sense and read people. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, don't say that, because something was very predictive about your energy back then. Look at the King of Cups. Something was very predictable about your energy, or predictive in how you used to speak to people, engage, or again, you could have just had these dreams. And it was very so hush, hush, hush. Like, this is something that runs through your bloodline. I can almost like see a family with the Ten of Pentacles being like, oh God, they have the gift too. Here comes the sun again. Like, oh gosh, they have the gift too. What are we going to do? All right, we got to hide this. Like, don't say that. No, because like you could have just been really free flowy with it, especially as a child. Yeah. It was going to bring too much attention to you. So it's like your family did what they could to try to mask it, try to get you to hide it. So this is feeling like this would be a gift, or a sort of type of, a type of intuitive gift that can come through the masculine or the feminine energy. So this would mean that men and women in your bloodline have had this gift since a child. Sun card. And you were protected in that past life because, again, it was a life or death thing. People were hunted for that. Or again, it was like, no, 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 no. Like, you don't want that. But this lifetime, you get to shine that light out. You don't have to guard it. You don't have to protect it. You don't have to resist it anymore. So that's what you're shedding. That's beautiful. Tell me more about this yin energy for Cancer, Leo. The Hierophant and the Moon. Yeah, you don't have to hide it anymore. It's so interesting because I get that. I get something about it's very important that you incarnated in this lifetime. Like, you're alive at this moment, Cancer, Leo. It's like a moment your soul's been waiting for. To be able to sit on the throne of your gift, which I think is emotional. So you could be very clairsentient. Like, you can feel things without truly knowing what's happening. You could just sense it and feel it. Or it's a very like empathic thing. Like, you can see through people's emotion. A lot of you are moon children, clearly, with the Cancer energy, but quite literally. And what's so interesting, not that I've never noticed that, but in this particular deck, the Tazama Tarot, the moon is masculine. That's what I mean. So this could be from your father's side of the family, where we would typically think that that type of thing would come through a maternal lineage. This actually comes from your dad, your father. Because interestingly enough, I kind of feel like, yes, this is the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. This Queen of Cups feels younger than this King of Cups in the sense of like father-daughter. Yeah. This is the time, right? Because the institution of what's acceptable, what isn't, what's real, what's not, like, What's dangerous is shifting. This structure is shifting. This I don't know how else to say it. It's shifting to embrace more intuition and be intuitively led. It's not so taboo anymore. It's actually sought after. Tell me more. Tell me more about the Hierophant and the Eight of Wands. Okay, so this is connecting to the Tower, the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, talk about it being sought after. It's now something that can be done out loud. It's now something that doesn't need to be hidden. It's now something that can actually provide stability. People would pay, right, to have access to that type of insight. Now I've seen the Queen of Wands, and now I'm seeing the King of Wands. And you've got strength. It's fear. I think that's what that South Node cycle was. It was fear around your yin, your abilities, your gifts. Strength is quite literally, it's a Leo Virgo energy for me. Some of you might be Leo Virgos cross-watching here, or just tuning in for the Virgo vibe, or the Virgo vibe, the Leo vibes. And you've got justice. Yeah, the time is now. So what wasn't fair in a past life is now fair in this life. And it's just going to take some unbinding, coming out of that conditioning to be fearful of your intuition. This could have been, I'm hearing like Puritan. This could have been during like Puritan times where it's like you could have been banished or like ostracized, or kind of like, I'm seeing like a priest douse a feminine in like holy water, like get the demon out, get, you know what I mean? Like thinking all of that intuition was like demonic. When it's like, isn't... the very value system, the very person that whole religion low-key idolizes was an intuitive. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, okay. It was gifted. It's so interesting, right? Because even if you think of like, so we'll stay on Puritans for a minute, but like, didn't prophets write the books of the Bible? Wasn't it a lot of it premonitions and dreams and things that they were being shown? So then how can we turn around and say the very thing that created the book you study is now all of a sudden not good? It's just so many contradictions that I think are a lot of people are becoming aware of, which is forcing the industry of religion in a sense to shift and be more inclusive, or kind of step into that deeper awareness around what's really happening, what all that energy is actually about. And I won't, again, I don't want to go too far into religion or politics here on my channel, but yeah, that's what I mean by a warped sense of a warped perspective. All right, so very interesting. We're deep in this past life for you, Cancer, Leo. So if you're interested in going deeper into it, or just kind of seeing how you're transitioning out of that, I feel like I want to get deeper into the North Node energy that you're headed into in the extended. That will be on Patreon. The link is in the description box below to join me on Patreon, so you have access to all of the extended readings that I have done this far, all the love readings, all the astrology readings, okay? All available for that one monthly price, as well as access to weekly readings, the energy shift readings I've done for 2023, and will continue to do for years to come. all available, all right, as a tier. I think it's, yeah, it's the middle tier on Patreon. And in that, we're going to pull some more tarot on this energy and really clarify this Virgo integrity, reverence, and service. And again, I think that's in your North Node. So your North Node could be in Virgo. Doesn't necessarily have to be. But then from there, after we pull some more tarot in the extended, I will pull from the Soul Destiny. Is that what it's called? Soul Destiny? I think it's the Soul Destiny Oracle deck. And we'll kind of see what the destined outcome of this North Node energy, of this transition that you're making. And then we'll pull some manifestation affirmations and practices for you to see how you can ground this in the moment, connect with these influences to support you. All right. And if any of this is really resonating with you and you would like a personal, private, extended reading with me, that can also be booked on my website, again, cuspofroses.com. We'll pull back out these oracle cards and I'll pull specific tarot for you to see how these energies are directly influencing you and your path. Because remind you, this is all general. But before we get into that extended energy here, Cancer Leo, let's go ahead and clarify the Knight of Wands and this King of Cups. So Divine, what does Cancer Leo need to know about this Knight of Wands energy? Yeah, the Three of Cups. And what does, thank you. Didn't even get it all the way out. You've got the Five of Swords. So you could have been taught, because this does feel like a father-daughter dynamic, you could have been taught to disconnect from your gift because your father had the gift in that lifetime and they had to disconnect from it in order to, right, be the representation of what was expected of them. And so having that gift, again, could have caused a whole bunch of problems. So they suppressed it. So they taught you how to suppress it. It's this King of Cups that was operating out of this warped sense of connection to that energy. And again, it's kind of like this feels like a parent of yours in a past life that, like, once you were born, once you were a child and you were exhibiting the same gifts, it was like, oh no, what are we going to do? We have to hide her. We have to protect, right? That we have to get her to repress it as well. Because I do feel like I'm speaking to a feminine here. Okay. But nonetheless, you could be masculine in this life and you were feminine in a past life. Take it how it resonates. But here's what I'll say. We do have the Five of Pentacles here to clarify this Virgo energy, and that's what we'll look a little deeper into. But I think it was the lack of reverence that caused that feeling of being disconnected. The lack of integrity around the divine blessing you with a gift and not necessarily using it or turning your nose up at it or suppressing it, ignoring it. It's like the feminine energy, the feminine principle in all of us is refusing to be ignored. Absolutely not. You cannot do it. Regardless of your gender, you can't do it anymore. Feminine energy is way too strong. Okay? So we'll look a little deeper. This Three of Cups, though, just feels like... yeah, I think it kind of mirrors that feeling of being hunted almost. It's kind of like searching for people who have this gift to snuff them out in a way. I know the Three of Cups is celebratory, but again, this feels like a secret that did not want to get out or that couldn't get out for your safety. So there could have been lies about, no, you know, your soul, no, they're not gifted. No, they didn't say that. No, they're not. Nope. You know what I mean? Like, Three of Cups coming off a little gossipy too. So again, there just could have been a lot of eyes, a lot of people talking about it, and out of your safety and for your protection, you are taught to suppress your feminine or your gifts. So we'll look a little deeper into this in the extended, okay? Cancer Leo, very intense, very different type of reading, but I loved it. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I hope that this gave you some sort of clarity around the energy that might be coming up for you in this moment. You might also be having a lot of deja vu, okay? And this could be you connecting to this past lifetime and kind of getting little glimpses of what happened then so that you know how to shift in the now, in the present. And that can be tricky, All right, so we'll talk about it more in the extended. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and being here. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Estrella, again for saying hello in the live chat. Let me know your thoughts about this reading in the comments down below. Be nice, okay? But again, if anything resonated with you, let me know in the comments, all right? And if you are new here and have just discovered that you were born on this beautiful cusp of oscillation, let me know that. Say hi down in the comments, and I'd love to welcome you here to our tribe. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Thank you for allowing me to be your reader in this moment, and I will see you all in our next one. Namaste.